The Brotherhood's siege is in vain. I am Dracul, Prince of Darkness.
Hello there, Seraphim17 once again. This is my Castlevania, Lords of Shadow 2, Prince of Darkness video walkthrough. So, we're moving through the Arts District towards the Cathedral, and I mentioned earlier that there's a really good place to put, or to use the dragon, and I used it against Camilla. And because I've not bought it back or broke any boxes, I don't have one now. And this is the sequence, so I recommend saving your talisman for this point, because when you push into this room, depending on where you go, left or right, 2 mechs are going to fall. And the mechs already have damaged masks, so you can immediately hit them in the face. And they're not that bad of a fight, but I ended up getting to them with really low life. And if you aggro the other dudes in this room, this fight becomes hellish. Also, if one of them starts shooting you off screen, it just becomes bullshit because they'll stun lock you with the gun and you can't move. And it's just not a very fun encounter. So if you do have the dragon, you can just alleviate the entire thing. And I'm going to use Mist to stop him from shooting me. So my advice if you want to fight them like this is to focus on one until you kill it and then focus on the other. It's all you can really do. And this is just how much bullshit the guns are and why I really dislike them. But yeah, dragon all the way. Save you so much stress, just dragging them. Like if there was just one of them and then a second one showed up, it'd be easy because you can loop them. This is a really easy enemy to loop, especially when his mask is off. Because the first one we fought, we had to break the mask. But look at it, look at the bullshit of this gun. Like there, take some Mist, bitch. I'll face your overpowered with my overpowered. And you're going to see me heal here with one of the Tears of the Sun. So you can imagine just how much fun I was having in this section if I'm using this. But there you go. Full heal with the old Estus Flask, and now I can cover the ground and start killing this arsehole. And this is another instance in the game where you know exactly where you want to go, but you can't go there because they knock you off the climbing spot. And they do it every single time. And it's just pointless trying because there's a ton of mines, there's a ton of guys with guns, and it's just not very fun. But now it's just me versus this dude. He's in the shit. There's no way I'm letting this guy get away. Strategy is simple. Chain the guillotine move into launcher. Chain it into launcher. Dodge his attacks. And then just finish him off whenever he's stunned. And there's just no reason for that to be even remotely challenging. And yet, if they decide to start spamming their gun, that's exactly what it becomes. So there goes those 2 dudes. And they dropped something else. And then immediately these guys start fighting me, which is weird. So this is the move I mentioned, which pulls people in. Does massive damage, and it allows me to try and bite this guy. But you see that? That was me trying to grab him, folks. But the throw kept missing, and by the time I was in range, he'd recovered. There's not even words for that bullshit, but it happens a lot. Worst throw in games. 20. That's what this is. Game of the year for... That's a game of the year. Worst throw of the year, Castlevania. It's on my list. Also, best Rat Simulator 2014. But all we need to do now is finish off these guys who... Like, if the game even had a lock-on, it'd be useful. Because you could isolate the one you don't like instead of, you know, being at the whimsy of Dracula, which is a really annoying part of the challenges, because some of them have you where you're not allowed to attack a certain enemy, and sometimes in mid-combos he'll just fucking spin around and hit anybody, which gets a bit tedious. But now that you've cleared the street, you can climb up this scaffolding. We're going to be following that crazy purple trail, as it's been left by the Belmont guy, who we're chasing down, and I recommend that you go into this next section with full life if you can, with full chaos magic and full void magic, because it is a boss fight, and the best chance of beating a boss fight is to go into it prepared. That being said, as I smack my lips, which is something I don't often do, it sounds awful on a microphone, so I do apologise. This is not a tough boss. This is one of the easiest and fun bosses in the game, so you should be fine. But there is my Shadow Whip. It's only Mastery level 1, nothing impressive. If you have the level 3 Mastery, you'll probably have a much quicker time with some of the sequences, just because it literally gives you a power boost, which... Anything that gives you a power boost is a good thing, and even though I haven't really seen much of a difference on my main account, It obviously makes a difference. I've just not seen it. But there's the disheartened statue, which helps you get some of that life back. And you're going to walk when you land, and you're going to be wondering what the hell's happening. And I think it's because it's loading this next chamber, and the game has to take a while to do it. So it forces you to walk until you hit this area, then you can use mist, and then it's going to hit a trigger point, which does a cutscene and introduces you to the next boss. So thank you for watching, and you take care now.